Hi everybody, this is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with your Monday to Friday update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you are, please hit the like button and make a comment because all of your engagement helps and I really appreciate it. If you've got questions about my analysis, ask me in comments. It gives me ideas of varying things and other things to cover for you in my Monday to Friday updates. And if you're not subscribed, I recommend you do so because I'm giving you these three markets Monday to Friday with my 15 years experience, over 10 of which as a chartered market technician for free, so don't lose my channel. They're all moving higher, Bitcoin less than the other two, but Bitcoin did have a decent upward session a couple of days ago for the 8th of January, still finding pretty strong resistance at 48,000. Let's see if it's going to be able to break through. Today, so far, there's a nice bullish long lower wick, and if we do see pullbacks now, 41,100 looks very, very likely to hold. One technical principle about support and resistance: the more often a support or resistance line is tested and holds, the stronger it becomes. So 41,100 is now, as you can see, very strong indeed. Today's upward movement within the session has strong push from volume. Hi, I'm Lara from Pure Elliott Wave, and in 2021 I wrote a book, Pure Elliott Wave. I wrote it to be a clear, definitive guide to everything you need to know about Elliott Wave. I have 33 copies to sign and personalise while I'm in the United States, and so if you would like a signed, personalised copy of my book, click on the link below. Upward volume today is the strongest it's been for months, all the way back to May 2023. So this is extremely bullish for Bitcoin and supports my pretty strong bullish outlook for these markets. ADX is flat, it's at a relatively low level, but for Bitcoin it's still above 15. That's okay. If the black ADX line turns up, and it may well do tomorrow if we have another upward session, it's going to be giving us a pretty strong bullish signal for Bitcoin. It'll tell us Bitcoin's in an upward trend at an early stage at this time frame. RSI is neutral and money flow is neutral. If there is still an upward trend, and there is at the weekly time frame, it's got a really long way to go before there's any danger of it reversing. For Ethereum, I am going to pull my invalidation point up now to the end of minute 2 at 2092.33 today, because minute wave 3 has now met a core Elliott wave rule. It has moved beyond the end of 1. Now it has to move far enough above the end of 1 to allow wave 4 to unfold and remain above wave 1 price territory. And for cryptos, the fourth waves usually remain well above first wave price territory. There's usually a pretty huge gap. I'm also now going to calculate a target for minute 3. I'm going to use the extreme Fibonacci ratio, 11.09. If it exhibits that ratio to minute 1, then a target would be 11.868. These are ballpark figures. I really don't like calculating targets for cryptocurrencies. They tend to just blow them out of the water. So if my targets are wrong, they might not be high enough. These markets have extreme volatility. Within minute wave 3, no second wave correction within the impulse may move beyond its start below 2092.33. I have this huge ascending triangle on my weekly chart for minute wave 2, and I got this idea from CoinsKid. His technical analysis is pretty solid. He's one of the only 2 people I will watch a video of technical analysis on YouTube. I don't like watching other people's videos. If I want to learn something, I'm going to read a book. Video doesn't do it for me. So he's an exception. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description box below if you want to head on over there and have a look. He publishes about 2 videos a day. So if you're day trading and you haven't come across him before, I highly recommend him. The other guy I watch is Chris Giavaco. His technical analysis is on point. He's only got 1 video a week. Ethereum is heading higher. Look out for resistance above at 2,400, a target from this ascending triangle taken from the base, the high of this candlestick, the low here, added to the breakout point 2,200 gives us a target at 3,347. Price found resistance at the upper edge of the triangle, a little bit of consolidation, broke through, test support multiple times, and is now starting to move up and away with, at the daily time frame, a good push from volume. So we can have a lot of confidence in this upward breakout. I have some reasonable confidence in this target. My analysis for Ethereum, as you saw from the Elliott Wave count, is extremely bullish. That's all I wanted to show you on the weekly time frame. Let's go to daily. Here is the upward movement today. Look out for support now at 2,400. We just looked on the weekly to see where next resistance is. The moving average situation is almost full ball bullish. The short is above the mid, which is above the long. We had a golden cross back here. Price is above all three. If the short turns up and has a positive slope, it will be full ball bullish, and that is a normal look for a strong bull market. I do use moving averages, but I give them least weight. So I use them kind of as a support or confirmation. Really strong volume for Ethereum for a good strong upward day today. And you have to go all the way back to October 2022 to see volume this strong for an upward session. So this is extremely bullish. Really, really good support for that Elliott Wave count here. This is so exciting to see. ADX at the daily time frame for Ethereum has now just dipped below 15. If this black ADX line can now turn around and move back above 15 with a positive slope, it's going to be giving us the strongest signal ADX can give. I'm going to be watching this one with intense interest over the next few days. I'll be covering it with you every day. RSI is neutral, a long way to go before this is extreme, either direction. Money flow is neutral, a long way to go before these guys become extreme. And with the larger upward trend, there's still a ways to go before RSI, ADX and money flow all together reach as extreme as they can get for this market when it has a strong bullish run. This is an extremely bullish look for Ethereum, a bull market in a relatively early stage. For XRP, I'm going to have a quick step back and have a look at this as my alternate Elliott Wave count for XRP, considering what if a huge zigzag is unfolding upward. I notice for Forex, when I analyse those markets with a lot of data and look at the really big picture like quarterly charts over many decades, they do have a tendency to form big corrective structures, not big five-wave impulses for the bigger picture. And that's due to a tendency for some of them to eventually just disappear. Now, it is entirely possible that quite a few of these cryptocurrencies could eventually just disappear. It's impossible for us to tell which ones, but Elliott Wave is going to start to give us a clue. I am judging this to be an alternate wave count, and I covered why in yesterday's video. Someone's asked me, couldn't wave E be subdividing as a triangle? And yeah, it could, but I said it had poor proportion. Let's have a look and I'll show you what I mean. It's just so brief compared to the rest of this movement. Wave D lasted 8 months, C lasted 19, B lasted 13 and A lasted 26. If primary wave E is going to have reasonable proportion, it should be a little bit more long lasting than this idea. It looks too squished. Now, it doesn't mean this isn't possible. It's just, I have an eye for the right look, and however, I am sometimes wrong. Absolutely. And that's why it's always a good idea to consider alternates. There's just no way anyone's going to get the Elliott Wave counts always right. You have to consider, what if I'm wrong? What else could be happening? This could be happening. It doesn't look too bad, but the proportion, even if it's a triangle, isn't going to look that good. What would look okay is if the little zigzag here has C to move below the end of A to avoid a truncation and completes a small zigzag. It'll look slightly better than the triangle for primary E idea, but it's still actually not going to look that good because primary E is going to be so much more brief than all of the other waves of the triangle. Now, it's okay for it to be more brief, but this difference is too great for what I call the right look. So that's one of my biggest concerns for this triangle. Wave E is too brief. It's forcing the triangle. At the daily time frame, my main Elliott Wave count for XRP sees a second wave zigzag over down here. I'm going to label that -2. And so the bigger picture for XRP is now in the early stages of -3, of intermediate 3, of primary 3, of cycle 3, a big third wave at 4 large degrees. This is an extremely bullish wave count for XRP. And my alternate also has an upward breakout from the triangle once the triangle's complete. So the bigger picture for both those wave counts is bullish. For this idea, at $9.57, intermediate 3 would reach 14.71 times the length of intermediate 1, and I'm having a stab in the dark about when it might end using Fibonacci number sequence. If intermediate 3 is a 55-week duration, it may end week beginning September 5th, 2024. At the daily time frame, XRP has found really strong support at 55 cents with a very strong upward session, but not as strong as the other two. So again, a little bit of a cause for concern. This one of all of these three is the weakest. So I went over some other causes of concern in yesterday's video, so you can click through and have a look at that if you want to. And here again, another cause for concern. I will look for next resistance about 0.675. If XRP can break above that with strong push from volume, my causes of concern will be somewhat alleviated. A little bit of a push from volume today for upward movement from XRP, but not as spectacular as Ethereum and Bitcoin, so some cause for concern there. My biggest cause for concern, ADX still tells us that XRP is in a downward trend despite the strong upward movement today, but that data point is not factored into ADX because this session is incomplete. It will possibly cause the black ADX line to flatten off, but it might not be enough to turn the black ADX line from positive to negative. Remember, this is based on a 14-day average. So if there's been a trend change from down to up, ADX is going to take at least a couple of weeks to turn around. RSI is not oversold. There's room for a downward trend to continue. Money flow is not oversold. Quite a lot of room for a downward trend to continue for XRP. And that's it from me today. I'm going to try and get VE chain done for you right now. And someone made a comment that my English is weird. No, I'm speaking proper English. It's the Kiwi accent. Depending on where you're from, I know people have told me over the years that they have a really hard time understanding me. I'm going to try and remember to put subtitles on my videos. Honest, I am speaking perfectly fine English. And I don't think that's a me problem, actually, but okay, we'll try and resolve that. Thank you so much for watching and thank you for your support, and I hope everyone had a really awesome day.